All right, so this is my journey after spending last night. I was creating this directory site for Alicante, Spain, and I'm creating it because I'm going to be moving there over the summer. And basically, spent 5 hours last night until early morning rebuilding this entire directory site because I hated how it was working out before with the vibe coder tool I was using previously. It was just becoming a pain in the butt and was not automated at all. So after 5 hours, I got a pretty decent looking start to a directory website. The hardest part is bringing in all of these businesses and their information and trying to connect to Google Place ID using like their little Google API connectors. And Google didn't even have like an about, which is weird because you can go to Google Maps and grab a restaurant and be like, any restaurant or whatever, anywhere, and say, let's just take a location. There's going to be usually some kind of about section here. Let's try and grab a actual restaurant. All right. So you take this restaurant. There's going to be an about little area. Sometimes it has writing in it, sometimes it doesn't. Super unreliable, and even when it did have something there, it looked like crap. So, trying to figure this out, I ended up using Claude inside of Cursor and coming up with this entire website last night. But the most difficult part is the back end. So if we go directory, you can see that it got 140 listings pulled in. It took me hours messing around trying to get just a couple listings in when I was doing it off of a Google Sheet and a manual script connection to the Google API, and it kept effing up all the time, super obnoxious, and I was about to rip my face off in frustration. And now I did 140 listings, and it took essentially a few minutes to really do the listings. The most difficult part was the whole stack on the back end setup. So, like, let's take this for example. This agent was running in parallel to another agent. This agent is sitting here writing blog posts about cost of living, legal things, neighborhoods, food and drink, literally writing blog posts, all content in raw HTML. So it's very easy to rank it, very easy for Google to read it and do its SEO thing. On this side, it's creating backend infrastructure for me to log in as an admin, and I have to troubleshoot a few things, but just to show the level of detail that it did for me. This is the Supabase backend where you can see like all the details of all the businesses, all being pulled in, all being nicely organized so it can read it and bring it out to the website. It's fantastic. And then pushing it out through Vercel. So, very cool. Couple hours of time, late night, and created an entire directory that works, looks decent so far. Still got to go through, update colors and stuff like that. Created this background moving image video inside of Google Flow using a couple stock or photos I pulled from the internet. I've been turning the photos into a video, and they are actually not really accurate. This one's accurate, but the other ones are like, it slightly messed up the details a little bit, but it's all right. For now, this is a pretty good background for any website. You can even see it messed up the words here, which is funny. But this is the actual like promenade area and like the very famous walking tiled area on the waterfront in the marina. This is a view from the castle, but it messed up the castle, put the castle on the left, and this marina, it kind of messed up the real angle of that photo, but it looks good. All this stuff is going to get updated. This is all kind of crappy gradients and stuff, this is going to get changed into like photos and maybe be like a scrolling category section. Featured spots. It was pulling up a bunch of crap here before, and then it even put in logic now. It pulls restaurants and bars and stuff as featured, not like a co-working space or something stupid like a real estate office. That's not, you don't want that on your featured listings. And then a blog post. And once I push this new update here, I'm going to have a handful of more blog posts, and they're all just kind of SEO driven. I probably need to start creating the social media accounts and connecting those so I can start linking everything to each other. But right now, this is pretty freaking awesome. I can just tell Claude, hey, go make me a blog post about this. Or I could even create it inside of Claude here and use Opus to like really write something nice and then go and post it for me. Just say, hey, here's the prompt, go do this. Or if I want to add a handful of businesses, like let's say I have a guide for top restaurants in Alicante or top restaurants in Torrevieja, I can copy that, throw it into here, scrape those out of there, throw them into the directory as new locations inside the directory, and then have a new blog post rewritten basically about the same topic and linking out to all those locations inside of my directory, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, this thing is going to start turning into something scalable. I'm going to do a little bit more deeper dives into some of the technical setup and some of the background of it and some of the use cases of how this could be probably pretty freaking awesome for a lot of different businesses. Until then,